What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and wait a minute. What are you doing here? On this channel, if you're trying to disguise yourself as a G1 Megatron, but you're a tank, you don't belong here. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. Let's correct that little oversight. There we go. That's more like it. My apologies, everyone. These things do happen. Anyway, what's happening, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. And today a box showed up at my doorstep from Showz's store. When they talked about this guy, I had to get him. By far, what we are going to look at with some of the videos that I've already seen here on YouTube, this is going to be something special because today we are going to look at a toy that I think will be easily nominated as Toy of the Year. Now, forgive me if I'm a little slow today because, oh man, I had the fellas over last night. My buddy had his birthday celebration over here. I pretty much had an open door for everyone, and oh man. It was a rough start today. I wasn't even planning on making a video, to be honest with you. So, just forgive me for trying to open up all this stuff off camera here. So, let's get those corners off first. And then get these corners off next. I gotta say, the way Showz's store ships their items, man, they are probably one of the best companies to deal with because even if you pre-order an item, once you get the email that your item is ready to be shipped, man, it gets here within like 3 to 5 days of you paying for the thing in full. So, okay, folks, let's get all of this out of the way. I'll toss that on the floor for now. Oh my Lord, is this thing beautiful. Oh, you ladies and gentlemen are going to love this. So, what we're going to take a look at today, I'm going to pull it out of the box, and it's wrapped in a bubble wrap too, as a matter of fact. Here it is. Newage Romulus, or as we all know him as G1 Megatron. And from what I've seen with the reviews of this guy on my fellow content creators' channels, with a lot of the photos that were released, this is, again, arguably and probably one of the best Megatrons to ever be released in this scale. I mean, look at that. Not since Hegemon, who's back there. This is my kit-bashed Hegemon. I actually took version 1 and version 2 and then kind of like built what I consider to be a more closer representation of G1 Megatron. And this guy does turn into a handgun, though the handgun mode is kind of wonky. And it's such a complicated transformation and difficult transformation, I almost never touch the thing. But anyway, we're going to free him from his cardboard prison here and really get into this. Now, I know the anti-G1ers who are out there are the ones who like to criticize guys like myself. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have Transformers in the first place. All right? And to certain content creators that are out there, which I'm not going to mention on this channel, the reason why Transformers Earthspark got canceled is because of their stupid use of pronouns. And nobody wants that in Transformers, so certain people need to, be honest and come forward and tell the truth. So there's the plastic shell that it comes in. We're going to get rid of that. Let's get good old Megs or Romulus out of his plastic prison. Man, they even got him in a body bag too. So what else we got going on there? Oh, he's even got little pieces of plastic there on his skirt, which is cool. Oh, he's already got waist articulation. Okay. So, first impressions looking at this guy. Well, obviously he passed the quality control, as you can see it with the sticker on his chest right there, which we are going to add a Decepticon symbol as this video progresses. But, oh my God, man, let me tell you, for a G1 Megatron in this scale, it's just absolutely incredible looking. It doesn't feel, I mean, obviously it's a third-party Transformer, but I guess once I handle this guy a little bit more, it'll be easier to transform over time without having to constantly read the instructions. But, I mean, even when he stands just like that, in just a basic standard pose or static pose, I mean, he looks intimidating, let me tell you. So let me point the camera down here just a little bit better, because I am going to transform him eventually. But take a look at this guy. They knocked it out of the park with his head. Whoops. That face is so reminiscent of G1. My God. It looks just like him. Let's see. I mean, from what I've been seeing here on YouTube, I mean, he's supposed to be really, really articulate. Now, obviously, he's new and fresh out of the box, so I want to be a little careful here about how I handle him. So, I mean, look at that thing. That is just incredible. Who exactly are you staring at, Starscream? Jeez. Look at this guy. Oh, there's going to be lots and lots of fun trying to pose this dude. Oh, there's more plastic on there. Just noticed now. So, let's get that little plastic off of there as well. Okay. Oop. All right. Let's set them all back up. So, I mean, it is a third-party Megatron, and it's going to take me getting some used to handling him, but I could tell you already, like, this is going to be a lot of fun messing around with this thing. He does look very cartoon accurate, and for the fact that you can actually look at this, that's some badass posing right there. You know, he's got his Energon chain, which, I'm not too interested in. There's the handgun that he used to shoot Prime with in Transformers the movie. And, of course, you got the Energon sword. I guess that's what it's called. I don't know. Don't care. And you got a whole bunch of faces in there. You got three different faces. I'm not going to change his face because, quite frankly, I like the static face just as is. You know, but my God, he just looks incredible. Let me see if I can put one of those Decepticon stickers on him. Let me stand him up for all of you to view. And then I'm going to transform him to save some time here. And the one thing I need to get used to is just his feet are a little different to handle than any other Megatron that's standing here. So let me grab my sticker sheet and a pair of tweezers, and we're going to put a proper Decepticon symbol on him to make his look that much more badass. So let's see here. Yeah, you have to have a Decepticon symbol on him. I mean, that's a given. Did I get it in one? Looks like it. Usually it takes me 2 or 3 times to like adjust it. This one's just a little big. Maybe I should get a smaller one. But for now, I'm going to use this guy. So there we go. We got a Decepticon symbol on him. So now his look is complete. So, I mean, from what I'm seeing, I mean, he's got all kinds of articulation. His arms rotate and move. He's got an elbow joint. The hands look like they close. Let's see here. Yep. So he's got articulated hands, which is nice. The thumb is kind of curled in there a little bit. I think you're going to have to, yep, you're going to have to dig his thumb out a little bit. But yes, his hands do move, so he's got grabby hands, which is cool. You can open them up. I wonder if you could flip people off with this thing, or is it like other Transformers? Yeah, these 3 fingers are joined together. I was hoping you can do like a flip off, but nah, you can't do that with this guy. But, the waist already is a little loose on my copy. That's the one thing I'm going to worry about a little bit. I don't want to move him too much. But obviously he's got waist swivel. He's got head swivel. You know, you can have him look there, look up, look down, which is cool. But having that looking down, you miserable flesh creatures. You know, and he could berate Rumble anytime he wants, like a boss. You know, he's got legs spread, knee joints. He's got a double knee joint. That's really cool. And then, of course, you got the swivel in there. Feet do pivot. So, man, the sky's the limit with this guy. But he just looks so cartoon accurate. It's insane. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to transform him. I'm going to stop the video, transform him, and then pick up where I left off just to save some time. And then I'll give you my final thoughts about it. And this is going to be my favorite part because this is going to make a lot of the, the new age Transformers fans, nitwits that are out there who are trying to take control of the Transformers hobby and knocking the ones who are actually responsible for there even being Transformers in the first place. You're welcome, young people. But anyway, this is a proper Megatron, man. He just looks amazing. Here's the instruction sheet. It looks pretty easy, but again, to save some time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video and then pick up where I left off. We'll show off the gun, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this guy. So before I get into the transformation, just a little side note here. It was starting to bug me already with that Decepticon symbol I put on his chest. I would highly recommend you use a smaller one. This one actually looks a lot better on him because what I noticed after I stopped the camera was that the first symbol that I had on there was beginning to overlap, which, could potentially cause this sticker to peel off. So once I put a smaller Decepticon symbol on his chest, it seems to work a lot better, and it just looks better all in all. So, but I'd recommend you using a pair of tweezers for this and just taking your time. But I mean, I think that Decepticon symbol looks a lot better. And then you compare him to, like, the 16 Special Megatron here. I mean, it's not all that different. I mean, this one's a little bit bigger than this one, but you got more area on this chest than you would on here. So I thought I'd just mention that quickly. All right, let's get him transformed into his pew-pew mode. And I forgot to do that, by the way. So look at that fusion cannon. Look at how close and similar they look. That's amazing. All right, let's get him into his gun mode. Well, here we are. And let me tell you, I'm still an old school kind of guy. I'm used to simple transformations and stuff like that. Until War for Cybertron stuff came around, most Transformers had very simple transformations, but as time has gone on, fans really want that cartoon accuracy, man, and the engineering that went into this. As you transform the toy, it was a little frustrating because I got fat fingers, and I got big hands. So I was afraid I was going to break this thing, So if you're a bigger guy and you're manhandling this, just be a little careful with it. Take your time. But I tell you what, at the end of the day, I mean, this is a proper Megatron. But man, was this thing a little more complex than what I was expecting. You have to move things around and manipulate stuff, and eventually this is the end result. I mean, it is a Walther P-38 for the most part. And, obviously, I mean, if you know firearms and stuff, you can see how ugly this is. No firearms owner in their right mind would probably even consider this looking like a real gun. But then I got curious. I got my 16 Special Megatron with all of his accessories. This guy didn't come with any accessories, but he did, right there. This is the barrel for that. I wanted to see if this would work. And I haven't seen any other content creator try this. It's very close. I'm pretty sure that they'll probably update this, or they'll probably come out with a kit. I hope so. I hope somebody comes out with a 3D printed stock as well, because here's the G1 stock. And it does have... Well, I mean, it imitates the slots on the original toy, but you really can't slide anything on there. So I would have to assume if somebody gets creative out there, they would probably have to print something to go over the feet to have the backstop. So I'm sure somewhere down the line, somebody's going to make an upgrade kit for this guy. I would like to see that, because if they did, I would buy it, because it would make this thing look so much nicer and so much better. I was thinking about putting Decepticon symbols on this guy. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because of the nature of the transformation. Those stickers just might wear off. But for now, I mean, this thing is just incredible. This is a G1 Megatron done right. Just like Hegemon, which is sitting back there, which is this guy. I mean, it was a G1 Megatron done correctly, even though I kit bashed mine out of the two versions that were released. This guy definitely takes the cake. I mean, this is one of the best Megatrons I've ever seen. So I think Hasbro are making a giant mistake. I don't want to hear from these young It-What-Who pronoun yellow rainbow-haired nitwits about, guns are bad. Megatron started off as a gun. He always will be a gun, unless it's a different universe or a different storyline. I still have that stupid tank Megatron right here. When you're trying to disguise or trying to create a toy that resembles the G1 series and turn it into something else, fans are going to pick up on that. That's why I hate this thing so much. Because it's like a smack in the face to G1 collectors. I know about G2. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Transformers Prime. This is my upgraded Megs from that series. He's got new hands. He's got brand new ion cannon. I painted in the barrel right there to make it cartoon accurate. He's got a whole new head and a whole new backpack on there, which cleans up nicely. And of course, I got the KO version right there. And I tell you what, both of them look glorious. I got all three Megatrons. You got Barney the Dinosaur back there from Beast Wars. I'm a big fan of Beast Wars. So you got Barney the Dinosaur back there. You got Transmetal's Megatron here. And then you got Transmetal 2 Megatron with all the upgrades that I did to it. There's, I think, 2 upgrade kits with this guy as well. I forget. We'll take just a quick look at him. He's got the nice new face and everything. So, Megatrons or Galvatron in whatever universe you're setting is fine. But when you're designing a G1 toy and then you turn it into a tank and you're trying to... And this has a lot to do with Studio Series 86 Prime. If you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes and then Newage or whatever you want to call these people comes up with a thing like this is Megatron done right. It doesn't look real. It's severely undersized for a Walther P38. I mean, you could tell with all the pins, and it looks blocky. It just looks unrealistic. But this is a Megatron done correct. My applause goes out to this company. I will not be buying Studio Series 86 Megatron if he's a tank. I would highly suggest, unless you're a completionist or you are a super diehard collector that really doesn't care about the politics of this whole argument, I think this is one of the best Megatrons, in at least in this type of scale that I have ever seen. So let's get him back into his robot mode, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so what are my final thoughts on this figure? So he is a G1 Megatron. In my book, this is one of the most accurate Megatrons that we got in this scale in a very long time. Perhaps ever. I'm not used to, and I'm not going to lie to my audience here, I'm not used to Transformers with complex transformations. This guy was pretty complex for me, but that's a me problem because, I don't have, obviously I have several figures here, but I'm just not used to dealing with Transformers with this amount of engineering in it. So you definitely need some time and some patience with this guy because there are little manipulations you have to do and little tricks to move things. You're probably going to need a prying tool of some type. On my copies, some parts that you had to peg in were tighter than others, and I thought I was going to break this guy. So posing wise, this guy can pose like there's no tomorrow. One other issue I found, it's nitpicking. You may want to put a different kind of sticker on there. I actually had to replace this sticker now for a third time because when I transformed him back into the robot, the second sticker I had on there, unfortunately, it peeled right off. That's because everything is so tightly mashed together. It caused the sticker to move and tear. And as a result, I got a itty bitty little scratch right there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but just be aware of that. On my copy, his waist is very, very flimsy, and there are a couple screws, but this waist joint is held together by a pin, so that might need some furniture polish or something like that to stiffen them up. Maybe some crazy glue, I'll see. But I really don't want to go through the transformation process with this guy again. He's going to be a static statue like the rest of my Transformers collection. This is for somebody that's having a bad day. I can put it that way. I mean, the way the transformation is with this guy, like I said, it hides a lot of stuff. This figure does very well to hide, a lot of things within the transformation. But it's just, for me, again, it was very frustrating to get him into his gun mode and to get him back into his robot mode. But then again, that's just a me problem. But again, this is one badass Megatron. So again, the criticisms aside, I mean, if you want to add a good screen accurate, cartoon accurate Megatron, this is definitely the way to go. I would recommend Hegemon, because he's the next best in line. But this guy, my God, man. I can't wait to open up my Studio Series 86 Prime and review him on the channel. But as is, I mean, this Megs is just fantastic. But the transformation is complex. Again, it's a me thing. It's not the toy's fault. I'm just not used to complex transformations like with this guy. But we do have a proper Megatron, finally, at long last, So if you're a Transformers fan like myself, you are really, really in for a treat. I would highly recommend get these while you can. I hope they have an upgrade kit for this soon, or they come out with a second version, because as you saw on camera, I actually tried to use my G1 Megatron's barrel on this thing, and obviously it didn't work. So I just love the fact that he's got the pointer finger. He's got the finger of shame. Don't tell me what to do, Starscream! I can't do Megatron for the life of me. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Newage Romulus, a.k.a. Megatron. This thing, I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazing. He's a gun. I love it. And he will make a fantastic addition to any Transformers collector's collection. And, like I said, except for the few little frustrations I had with the thing, again, it's my fault. That's not the toy. It's just because, again, I'm not used to complex Transformers like this, to be honest with you. So I found the whole process to be a little irritating and annoying. But I guess that's what makes it fun. So, I mean, I had a good time trying to transform them. But, I found myself cussing several times. I'm like, what the F, and this and that and everything else. And it's over, Prime. There's the gun. I figured, let me just put that in his hand. He even holds the gun well. I'm very shocked. Again, this figure is just out of this world. But on my copy, I'm having issues with getting him to balance. I don't know why. Once you find its center of gravity, he does tend to stand up on himself. But just be aware that he may be a little back heavy. So you kind of want to lean him forward just a little bit. But besides all those little nitpicks, guys, I highly recommend this figure. I mean, he is just amazing. He is a G1 Megatron, a proper Megatron that we finally got. I'm very happy I have this in my collection now. And Tank Megatron there will probably end up on eBay. So anyway, guys, if you want to help support the channel, check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box below. It really goes to help support the channel. I will be listing more sports cards soon. It's just today I'm taking a break. The weather was crappy. The girlfriend's got the flu. And everybody's kind of like laying low today because we all hung out last night. So I figured let me take the time to make this video. But thank you so much, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I will see you all very soon. It's over, Prime. Now all I got to do is just take a couple shots with actually, hey, I just realized something before I end this video. There you go. That's how it should be. You tell him, Newage Romulus. Who's the real Megatron here? Take care, folks.